All right, guys, absolutely pumped for this. I had tons and tons of people asking me for this, so I've gone and redesigned our anytime activation reverse camera switch for the Toyota Hilux, and I've combined it with our dual camera kit. So now it is all just a one kit in where you can activate the factory camera while driving and also add a secondary camera to the factory screen on all these new model Hiluxes. So this kit here is going to be for the late 2020 models onwards, for the 2021, 2022, 2023 models, but we also have a kit for the 2014 through to the 2020 models. Now this kit is completely plug and play. It will not void warranty. It's honestly about a half an hour installation. I'm going to show you on our YouTube channel, Carbon Car Systems, how to do it. Literally two plugs, one in the kick panel, one behind the stereo, and all these factory switches will look good in your vehicle. This demo model, I actually had the switches made in a red light, but the LED will actually be a blue light to suit the factory one, so disregard the color. We've actually made it as factory as possible because lots of people wanted that. But as you can see here, this is awesome because you can actually turn your factory reverse camera on anytime while driving and check what you're towing, check your hitch, check your trailer. But also, if you have a caravan or trailer, you can have it on the factory screen here. So you can run the second camera button to view your trailer even while parking. And it will not change any of the factory stuff here. So if you put it in reverse, it will still work your factory reverse camera, whether that be aftermarket or factory fitted, doesn't matter. This kit's gonna suit every model Hilux, every model camera. And while you're reversing, let's say you're parking and you want to see behind your trailer, not the factory reverse camera, this button is going to override it so you can actually see your trailer. Okay, so there you go. This is just a dummy camera to show you how it's going to work, but you can view that camera anytime, even while parking. And that was a massive request from people out there. They wanted to be able to see behind their trailer when they're hitched up rather than the factory camera. So guys, no more ugly extra screens on your dash. Keep that factory look in the Hilux and it'll retain everything on the vehicle like normal. And plug and play, easy installation. Made by us, Carbon Car Systems. And because I combined these kits and made it into a nice, easy patch harness, I think I'll be able to keep this under $200. So it's gonna be super affordable for you guys out there to do. Won't void warranty, which I already said. And in the future, I'll look to add a third switch for you guys that want to add additional cameras on top of the extra one I've already put in there for you. So remember, you can use this camera as a front camera, side camera, parking camera, trailer camera, caravan, whatever you want, guys. Really cool. And just one more quick thing, guys, because I know I'll get asked about it. When you use these buttons, it brings on the reverse camera or the secondary camera, but it will not bring on your reverse lights. So you don't have to worry when you're driving forward, when you turn the camera on, it's not going to bring on your reverse lights. We designed it so it wouldn't, because obviously that would be stupid. All right, guys, so this is how the kit is actually going to come. It's going to come wound up as a little loom like this. Very simple and easy to use. And this kit is going to suit everything late 2020 onwards with this factory screen, as I mentioned in our intro. And it will suit the Workmate, SR, SR5, Rugged X, every single model. And it'll fit if you have a factory reverse camera or an aftermarket fitted reverse camera, whatever you have, okay? It does not matter. It'll suit everything, okay? And this is all you're gonna need for installation. A non-mining pry bar. We sell these on our website if you want them. They're like $12 for a kit. A 10 mil ratcheting socket, a little stumpy Phillips head screwdriver, some Tessa tape if you want to tape it up and make it look a little bit more factory. That's just a cloth tape. We sell that on our website as well. And we're also going to give you this. You might not use this if you've already got your camera installed, but this is just a little fuse tap and an earth so you can power your aftermarket camera, whatever that is, the second camera, really easily. So I'm going to provide that for you guys as well. So I'm going to show you how quick and easy this is to install right now. And I believe everybody out there can do it, but come check this out. All right, guys, so the first step to this installation on these later models, so the late 2020 onwards vehicles, so 2021, 2022 Hiluxes, is down in this kick panel. All right, in the passenger kick panel. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna pull this little tread plate off. It just pops up, it's little clips, okay? Very easy to do. The next step is down here, as you come down, is there's a little little scrivet sort of thing here. You just undo it anti-clockwise. Very simple as well to do. So it looks like this, just a little screw. Now on this kick panel, you're just going to put your hand up on the top and you're going to pull out towards the inside of the vehicle and towards yourself. So you pull this way. So it's kind of like a diagonal pull. And you can see that on the little scrivet here, or the little clip here. So it's going to sit like that. So you can see it's pulling on this diagonal. Now that's very simple and easy to do, guys. And this is the first plug we're going to use. Now previously on the older model kits, we showed you there'd be a 4-pin plug there, but we realized on the SR5s and the ruggeds, they don't have that because they built it into the factory loom. So what we've done is we've made a new T-piece that's going to suit this plug here rather than the 4-pin plug. So if you have the 4-pin plug, you can still T-piece it here. It's always going to be here. Very easy to use, and I'm going to show you that in just a moment. But we're going to continue to pull the car apart and prepare it for the installation, which is going to be the easiest way to go. All right, the next step on installation is, if you've watched any of our installation videos on our YouTube channel at Carbon Car Systems, you'll see we always use these non-mounting pry bars. These are $12 for a kit of 4. You can buy them on our website, just so you don't scratch dashes. But basically all we're gonna do is pull this little trim off across the top here on the Hilux. It's just got little plastic clips as well. And you can see I'm doing all this with one hand. So someone inexperienced should be able to do it very easily with 2 hands, I would say. That's virtually going to come off, but it's clipped under here. So just here under the speed hoe, you're going to use the little Phillips head screwdriver in this little hole here. And it's basically just a little scrivet, and you're going to anti-clockwise turn it. And you're going to do this really softly, because the harder you press, it presses it back in. So it's actually easier to do if you just pull it really softly. And you're going to stick your hand up. You can just pull that center out. And that's what it looks like. It looks like a little screw. There's actually another little section in there you can try and pull out at the same time. But if you can't get it out with the screw, we can get it out with the pry bar as well. So let me just do this here. The next step, I think, to pulling that out would be easier if you just actually put your hand behind here and pull the plastic forward. And as you do that, you can see here, see that little scrivet there? It's a bit hard with the light, but I'll pull it out and I'll show you. Here, it's just sitting up there like that. That's just the centerpiece to the actual scrivet. So you're gonna pull that out, put it down in your center console so you don't lose it. And that's very easy to do. Then you can continue to pull out the little plastic up the top. Very easy. Half of it's already done, guys. So easy to do. Next step, glove box. You can pull this out as well. Very simple and easy to do. I'm gonna try and do it with one hand. You basically pop it open and pull. A bit hard with one hand just because of the leverage. There we go. And you should be able to pull that right out. There we go, straight out. And put that somewhere safe so it doesn't get marked or scratched also. And then the very next step, guys, is just pulling out this bottom section. And I find it's easier to pull from the right hand side near the steering column here. And you just put your hand in here and just pull forward. Again, it's sitting behind this little plastic here, so just be careful, pull that forward, and that lip will come out nice and easy. Now just pull that forward out of the way, and that's virtually all the panels off that you're going to need. And we've just got 4 bolts to undo right now. Next step, guys, take your 10mm bolt or your 10mm ratchet or socket, whatever you want to call it, and you're just going to undo these 4 little bolts in here, and it's just anti-clockwise, and you just want to make sure you're not going to drop them. So you're just going to lift them out very carefully so you don't lose them into your dash. So they're just a little 10mm bolt. You can actually use a Phillips head screwdriver, so you can actually see them. See, there's one there, and there would be one there, and there's 2 underneath as well, so you can see it just here, and one on the right hand side as well. And you're just going to undo all those. Quick and easy to do. So you can see again, just doing it all one-handed. I apologize for the first person filming today. I don't have someone with me, and I wanted to get this kit out to you guys because I had so many people asking me for it, that I just wanted to get it filmed and done. So I've literally just gone and borrowed a car for the day, and thought I'd quickly film it just so we can get this product out to you guys, because so many people wanted it and I kept getting asked, and I'm like, oh, I'm designing it, but it's just taken a while with everything during COVID. But there you go, guys. That is easy to do. The dash is ready to come out. You can actually pull it forward, and what you're going to do from there is just unplug this little plug here. is just a little tab on the top. You got to push that down and pull it backwards. There we go. See, I've just done that. Sorry, I just had to put a little bit of leverage with my other hand, and that's going to undo that. So you can see the little locking tab on the top there. You just push that down and pull it out, and that's going to give a release. Now, if you have the Workmate, it's probably not going to have that plug because it's just got a blank here. But if you have the SR5s, Ruggeds, or anything above, it will have that. And you're just going to pull the right side out as well. And there you go, nice and loose and easy to do. So when you pull this out, guys, put a rug or something soft just on the center console here, just so you don't drop it and scratch it. Now, I'm obviously resting that there and balancing it, but I'm pretty careful with my installations. But if you guys are inexperienced, just don't scratch your car is what we're trying to avoid. And we're going to make this installation very easy to do. There's literally only one plug that we have to unplug and do here. But what we're going to do is run all the cables first, and then we can unplug it and do it. All right, guys, so this is how the patch harness is going to come, and it's very, very straightforward. So as you unfurl this or unravel this cable, you're going to have plenty of length on everything here for where you need to run it. So basically this section here, this little T-piece of the relay, that's going up to your main stereo, and that's going to give you your power to run the switching. And then you have two different switches that come off that. So let me just unfathom or unfurl, whatever you want to call it, those switches, and let me show those to you. So here we go, guys. So these are the switches here, and we've given you about 1/2 meter's length on those, so you can mount them underneath the center console here, or you could run them across to the other side of the steering column if you wanted to use some of the other blanks in the dash as well. Now, then you have about 1.5 meters here of this little harness here, which is going to go into the kick panel. Very simple and easy to do. And look, this is what you need to do. I'm going to run it from the top down. I think it's going to be easier than trying to run all these cabling. So basically, I'm going to take this little T-piece harness here, this one here, very simple and easy to do. I'm going to put it through here and down into the kick panel and run it behind all the plastics and just down and plug it in right here. All right, I'm going to do that right now. All right, so what I actually did to make life a little bit easier, you don't have to do this, but I just simply do it because it doesn't take long, is I pulled the bottom glove box out. The bottom glove box, it's literally just clipped onto these bottom little plastics here. You just pull it up towards you and it comes right out. And I've just run the cable through the center there. You can see it, I've wrapped it around these factory loom here, and I've come out down in the kick panel right here, and literally just going to unclip this and do this while the vehicle's off and plug in this new one, and then the other old plug just goes back into that T-harness. So trying to do this with one hand is absolutely just a menace, but there you go, T-piece harness in. Now that can actually pack up nice and neat. I'm going to put a little bit of tester tape around that so it sits there, so it looks nice and factory, and then it's all done nice and neat up to the center console there. So next step, I'm going to do the little switches under the stereo and also plug in the main power plug. So again, we're doing this with the stereo off, but this is the plug you need right here, this one with the big brown earth cable in it. We're just going to unplug that. Again, it's just got a little tab on the top. Going to push that down and unclip it, and then we're going to take our kit and we're going to plug it in, and it's going to be a T-piece as well. So you can see here, that's just going to plug into there. Oh man, it makes filming a little bit hard, but I'm trying to make it quick and easy for you guys, so we can get this product out to you. And you can unplug this little grey plug if it's in the way, trying to do your installation. I'm going to do it because it's going to one-handed make it easy. But that's just the USB, the factory USB. So there you go, T-piece harness in, put the grey one back in. Now it's nice and neat. There you go, factory T-piece into the harness, no warranty voided, perfectly easy to install. There's all your factory cables. Now, here is one RCA left hanging over. Now you can put this wherever you want, okay? You can leave it behind the dash if you've already run your camera or your cable. If you haven't run your camera, funny enough, you could just run it down out of here and just have it hanging out so you can, installation of the camera later if you wanted access to it, because you've got plenty of cables, all right? Now, the only final step left is we're gonna take the 2 factory plugs that we've given you. So the second camera and camera, and we're just going to mount them under the stereo. So the easiest way to do that is to put this back up in the dash. So we're going to put all the cables back in the dash. We're just going to pop out some of these blanks down here, and all you do is you put your hand behind them. So you just come in behind and you're going to push them forward. It can be a little bit tight, so I'm going to do this with 2 hands. So I'm going to put the camera down to do this, but I'll show you in just a moment when they're actually out. Okay guys, so I've just pulled out those 2 blanks, so you can see them here. This is what they look like. They just have these little locking tabs on the top and the bottom. Basically, you just can lever them down if you want to make it a little bit easier to pull out, but they do take a bit of force. You just push them all the way forward to get them out. Now I've just run the 2 cables underneath the stereo and out, and here they are. There's camera, second camera, and all you're going to do is unplug them. So they've got a little plug on the back of them here, and you're just going to run that through the back of the plug. So let's have a look here. Pretty simple, straight out the back here, through, plug it back in. All right, plug it back in, and then push it back into the hole. So we've given you heaps of cable. Like I said, you can run it to any of these blanks on the Hilux, so it doesn't matter where you put it. And there you go, there's the camera one fitted. And I'm going to put second camera next to it. It's going to look like that next to it, and we're going to pack up the dash and show you how it works. Now just quickly on the 2021 22 model Hiluxes, there is a fuse box behind the glove box, just here, this little white thing. If you follow it down and under, I'll see if you can try and get it, just there. So there's the fuse box. Sorry, I got my cable in the way there. You can actually use this little T-piece harness that I've given you to plug into the fuse box to give you power for the camera. So I'm just quickly rigging up a camera to show you how the dual camera kit's going to work. And this is just a double fuse tap. So you pull your factory fuse out, put it in there, and then plug that in, and you'll have the new camera fused as well. And then you just put the earth, so the little ring terminal, on the bolt, and that will give you power and earth for a camera. All right guys, so I've packed it back up now. I haven't put the kick panel away, but this is how it's going to work. So we've got the car on, factory reverse camera still works like normal. Now this is a factory SR5 Hilux on this model, but if you had the Workmate, you might have an aftermarket camera. It may look a little bit different and might have different lines on it. Factory camera's working. Buttons are in, okay? Now these buttons are my test or sample vehicle, so this is these ones are going to show up red just because I was testing and this is the only color I had, but we are making these in blue to suit the factory one. So these will be blue, not red, okay? So disregard the color, but just look at how it operates. So when you push this button on, so we're driving right now, you can see the factory reverse camera anytime while driving. So this is good for you guys with the trailer. If you want to check your hitch, you can see it there. Make sure it's all okay, nothing's loose. If it's banging around, you can actually see your caravan or whatever you want. So that's your anytime reverse camera activation switch. And on the same kit now, as mentioned, is second camera, and you can press that and you can see a second camera. Now I've dummied one up here, so you can see it here, just a little camera. If you had that on the trailer, the reverse, on your caravan, whatever you want, you can actually run that camera there. So it's upside down, but there you go, you can see it working. Different guidelines, you can turn those guidelines on and off, whatever you like. So you can run a second camera, okay? Easily to turn on and off. Now, when you put it in reverse, you still got your normal reverse operation. When you push the second camera, it will override it and show that second camera. So if you're backing up and you've got your trailer on, you can actually see your trailer, or just turn it off and go back to looking at your normal reverse camera. So this gives you 2 cameras to operate at any time that you would like, and that was a big request from everyone out there. Look, I am going to be looking at offering you a third camera as a as an option, but it's going to be not prefabricated. I'm actually going to have to wire those in on the kits if you want it. So that will probably come at a premium. But this whole kit here is going to be under $200, okay? We've worked hard to keep this down in price to make this harness as easy for everyone out there to be able to afford it and do it themselves. I suggest if you can't do it, grab your mechanic to do it. But the installation itself probably take you half an hour to do the whole thing if you really wanted to do it yourself and follow our video guide. I'm going to put chapters on this YouTube video so you can flick to what you want to see. So if you've already seen how to pull the dash apart, you don't need to see that again, then easy. You don't have to watch that part. But really simple and easy to install, will not void your warranty.